Well, it's time for another edition of Ask Brad. Today, he's focused on a topic that has a lot of people talking this time of year.
Including us.
Yes.
That's right. It's all about daylight saving time.
Yeah, I've never really understood how it's become a meteorologist's job to talk about this when it actually has absolutely nothing to do with the weather. But I still wanted to answer a couple of our most common questions. Yes, it is a two-parter this week. The first one, people are asking why we're still doing this. Didn't the government vote to end this? Well, the answer, yes and no. Last year, the Senate did pass the Sunshine Protection Act, which would have given us daylight saving time all year long. But little civics lesson here, both halves of the legislative branch need to vote to send it to the president and become a law. The House never voted on it, and it died in Congress. So if you're upset about the time change, don't blame the meteorologist, call your local representative. Now for part two. What would happen if we did stop changing the clocks and stayed the same year round? Now, of course, it depends on if we went with saving time or standard time. We turned the clocks back to standard time last weekend. If we hadn't changed, of course, we'd still be on saving time right now. That would mean we'd have sunrises after 8:30 in the morning in the dead of winter, but the sunset would also be around 5:15 instead of 4:15. Now, if we stayed on standard time year round, the impacts would be felt in the summer instead. We'd have an earlier sunset a little bit before 8 o'clock at the end of June. We'd also have, of course, an earlier sunrise a little bit after 4 in the morning. Now, some of you may be too young to remember, but back in 1974, saving time was actually made permanent, but that only lasted 1 year. After people complained that the sunrise was too late in the winter, we went right back to changing the clocks again the very next year. And of course, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know what you'd prefer. Head to our website to vote on our poll. And as always, if you have a weather question, I'd love to answer it. Just send it to me right here at weather@waow.com.